I really appreciate those of you that are on the call. It's a quaint group as we kick things off this morning at 8:30. There is another opportunity at 9:30, so if you do have any other constituents or folks at your site who might be running late who originally intended to join this call, there is that second opportunity at 9:30 this morning. So with that said, I'd like to just get started. Again, this quick presentation will be specific to the Washoe County School District Student Wellness Policy, the Administrative Regulation 5600 for the 2017-18 school year. And Bobby, go ahead and advance the slide for me. For those of you that are with us this morning, I'm Andrea Gregg. I'm the Executive Director of AHEC. I've also got my program coordinator, Andrea Dickens, with me here this morning as well. And then on the other end of this webinar is Bobby Davidson, who is representing the Nevada Department of Agriculture. So we are very thrilled to have the opportunity to do a co-branded presentation, really just to provide some insight to all of you at the sites throughout the district, maybe a refresh, maybe a reminder on the purpose of the policy, what the goals are, and then really what you can expect coming from, you know, us as a contracted AHEC team in order to really help drive the implementation and what we hope will turn into a great opportunity for all of us to connect as far as resources, education, and other opportunities go, so that we can hopefully do what we need to do to better serve the sites throughout the district, making this an easy process, a fun process, and something that we can all collaborate on moving forward. So without further ado, I'll just give myself a quick introduction. I have had over 10 years of public health nonprofit experience. My other hat when I'm not here representing AHEC is I am also a certified health coach and fitness instructor. So this is very much a personal passion for me, as much as it is a career focus and goal. So I'm very much looking forward to having the opportunity. Over the years, I have developed an extensive relationship with career and technical education, and I actually have been very involved with the Washoe County School District Student Wellness Advisory Board. I'm currently serving as the president of that advisory board and will continue to provide input and guidance around the implementation and the measured outcomes of the wellness policy. So really, I just want to have the opportunity to orchestrate various relationship building. I'd like to have AHEC have the opportunity to help bridge gaps between the community and the schools, as well as improve both efficiency and the understanding of the Administrative Regulation 5600 as a whole. So on that note, and just I guess some additional housekeeping, if you do have questions as we're going along, there should be a chat box on your screen. Right-hand side, you can enter in any questions that you have as we go, and between Bobby, Andrea, and myself, we will help facilitate those and make sure that we get them answered for you this morning. And then without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my right-hand woman here, Andrea Dickens, who's our AHEC program coordinator.
All right, good morning, everybody. So my name is Andrea, so we keep it a little bit confusing, but spelled differently, so that makes it a little bit simpler. I've been with AHEC for 4 years in January, starting as a volunteer and working my way through internship, part-time coordinator, and now full-time coordinator positions. And I help direct the AHEC programs, including our K through 12 undergraduate and assisting with graduate and professional opportunities. So I'll be serving as the point person for communications during this time, and I'll be sending the monthly communication newsletter, which it seems like some of you have opened already. That went out for the first time yesterday. And I'll be able to help answer questions today and throughout the rest of the school year.
Perfect, thank you. Excellent, so Bobby, I think you can go ahead and advance our slide. So the third member of our team here, and there are many of us, you know, CTE did a really great job at taking one student wellness program coordinator and really turning it into about a team of 8 to really help us conquer these initiatives and these deliverables. Jason, who's on your screen now, this is Jason Kaneki. He's at Spanish Springs High School. He's their sports medicine academic instructor. a certified athletic trainer, as well as BLS certified instructor for the American Heart Association. Jason is going to serve as our student wellness liaison, and he'll also be your main point person for anything related in regards to the physical wellness piece. And we'll be happy to share these slides and recordings, and the slide deck will be going out and further communications in the event you are, needing to scramble to write this stuff down. So please don't hesitate. Again, if you need to ask questions or have us pause, we'd be happy to do so. So that is the direct team. We're working very closely with Career and Technical Education, as well as the advisory board, to just kind of forge ahead. So next slide, Bobby. So just some basic information here. I just wanted the opportunity to let everybody know what kind of is occurring with this contract between AHEC and the school district. We signed our independent contract agreement with the district on the 15th of November, and everything that you're seeing here on this slide really covers in detail the full objectives of our scope of work. So with these 5 main objectives, we'll be providing support and advice to building leaders in K through 12 to reach compliance with the Nevada State Wellness Policy. As many of you know, we sent out the original communication with our introduction, and what we're trying to do here at AHEC is really identify who the correct point person is at your site, so we can have the opportunity to build that relationship with that person, maintain our monthly communications with them, and really serve as a site to you for whether it be technical assistance, reporting assistance, inquiry or questions that you may have as far as some of these rules and regulations go. The second piece is guiding the wellness committee to provide input and guidance around implementation and measured outcomes of the wellness policy. We'll be very actively engaged on that advisory committee. We will be meeting quarterly, and lots of boots on the ground, various representation. We have local pediatricians, parents, school representation, who all come to that same table to really help bring forward some ideas on how we can better serve the district, in hopes to get everybody excited about this new policy that we're all a little nervous about. So thirdly, that conducting studies as requested. We're analyzing data, we're recommending interventions and evaluating results. We'll be working directly with the NDA to conduct those particular measures once the end of year reporting has occurred. We'll also be facilitating meetings, committees, and community outreach with principals, parents, and community members. So this is very large scale. For our facilitation of meetings, we're hoping to work with CTE to identify some wellness champions to be plugged into the school system to help us run some various pilot programs. As far as the committees, again, that advisory committee. And then lastly, that outreach with principals and parents. We really want to have the opportunity to build those relationships with these sites. We want each site to know that AHEC is here for you in hopes to make this easy to implement and easy to be compliant. And then lastly, as far as parents and community members go, we do have an expectation to kind of roadshow, if you will. So with local events and local happenings around the community, folks can certainly expect to see some wellness tabling and some outreach initiatives taking place. And then lastly, we're developing and implementing, as well as revising when necessary, the district guidance documents that are going to support and comply with this particular policy. So one of our big things that we will be tackling from now until the end of June is the development of a new best practices guide that will then trickle down to all of these sites, be hosted within the NDA site, the school wellness website, AHEC website, you name it. It will be a public document. It will really serve to be one of those lengthy page by page explanations of if you have a question of an exception day or vending machines or what is happening at school lunch. We really want to create a handy tool for each site to be able to delve into should they have any confusion moving forward. And if you'd like, go ahead in the chat box if you do have any immediate questions regarding the scope of work and those various deliverables. Please feel free to enter them in. Bobby, I'm not seeing any at this time, so if you'd like to advance the slide, we can keep going forward. So this is just an opportunity here to really reiterate what those 2017, 2018 wellness goals are. We have 3 goals. The first one is focused on nutrition, education, and promotion. Throughout the school year, we'll be providing education at school sites and in the community on smart snack standards to increase understanding among teachers, students, and parents. Goal 2 is based around physical activity, developing and beginning implementation of a site plan at each site that provides the opportunity for all students to participate in 30 minutes of daily to moderate to vigorous physical activity. And then lastly, goal 3, any and all other school wellness activities. So in each school, we're going to be documenting activities that are already occurring that promotes student wellness, as well as develop a pilot system for collecting this information annually. So thinking of this as a community needs assessment opportunity to identify what's currently being implemented, what's working, what's not working, how can we as an area health education center provide better resources and education and tools so that we can begin to implement things that are very conducive and mission aligned with the overall objectives of the policy so that each site is compliant by the end of the year. Next slide, Bobby. So, this, I wanted to have the opportunity again to put this in, what you can expect from us moving forward. Again, we'd really like to have the opportunity to connect with you directly. Please help us by identifying the correct point person at your school. You'll see some continued communications coming out through the Deputy Weekly. If we've already got you into our listserv as that identified point of contact, you will now be receiving some monthly communications from us moving forward. Our hope with those monthly communications is certainly not to flood your inbox. We know as administrators and folks representing these various sites, everybody's very bombarded with email communications. So our hope is that you start to identify this communication as a tool for providing resources, education, and updates. Lots of policy, well, some policy information may be included, but for the most part, everything will be designed to complement those 3 goals, as well as ensure that AHEC is meeting those objectives that were shared with you regarding the scope of work. So, allowing AHEC to provide you with smart snacks, brain teasers, fun things to implement, whether it be, any grade that you may be in. We do a lot of time-intensive research. A lot of thought goes into these publications. And it's just really our hope that you open them, you read them, and then you share them with the correct person within your schools. And then again, meeting directly if that opportunity presents itself, or if you'd like to meet with us one-on-one, we'd love to offer that collaboration as well. I think if we can help leverage time with email communications and webinars or face-to-face Zoom meetings, that's something we may need to do. This was a very slow process for AHEC getting started. So we do have that expectation. There's 92 sites that are on our radar, and the clock is ticking because we've got until about June 15th to make this happen. So if there are any direct requests for a face-to-face, or if you'd like us to come to your school or meet with some other representatives, we would certainly be happy to do so. So I think with all that said, it's just getting on board, it's getting excited, it's allowing us to help regain some energy and some enthusiasm behind this policy. I think the fire has somewhat dwindled, so we're looking forward to kind of come in and have that opportunity to make this successful for all the sites and for Nevada, Washoe County, I should say, as a whole. All right, Bobby. So again, these are our resources, lots of stuff going on here. For any and all general inquiry or questions that you may have regarding wellness, we'd ask that you direct those emails directly to studentwellness@washoeschools.net. If you'd like some additional information on AHEC, please visit our website at highsierraahec.org. The survey link is here, so we've got Bobby, who's going to step in as soon as I go through this slide, and she's actually going to take us through that NDA reporting tool. So if you'd like, you can even access these various links as we go along. Comprehensive School Physical Activity Program, there's a link there. And then lastly, the reporting of the 2018 exception days link is also on your screen. And again, this will be shared. It will be sent to all of these of those of you who are participating this morning. So you'll have direct access to those. So thank you. So again, the next webinar is January 31st. 2 time blocks, 8:30 a.m. and 9:30 to follow. And then again, we've got one coming up in about a half an hour. So for those of you that joined us for our very first kickoff, we certainly appreciate your time. And without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Bobby so she can give you a quick run through of that NDA reporting tool.
Good morning, everyone. As Andrea said, my name is Bobby Davidson. I'm a program officer here at the Nevada Department of Agriculture, and I'm just going to be going through how to use the Wellness Policy Reporting tool. A little background information. I am part of the School Nutrition Division, again housed in the Nevada Department of Agriculture. I am the state contact for all issues regarding the wellness policy, and here is my email and phone number. And some background information about the wellness policy. It is USDA mandated, so any school operating the National School Lunch, School Breakfast, Special Milk, or Fresh Fruit and Vegetable programs must have a wellness policy in place. And there are certain guidelines that each wellness policy must include. The state of Nevada has created a state wellness policy to make it easier for our sponsors to meet those guidelines. And a part of that is an annual reporting. USDA is looking for an annual report for all school sites that are operating any of those programs I mentioned before. And in the state of Nevada, we created a website to gather all this information, and I will be walking you through how to use that. So this is the link that you'll be using. And now you're going to be brought to this home page. And as I scroll down, you'll see several options on the bottom, and these are all open to the public. You do not need a login to access any of these. The first two are going to access our state website, where you can see other school district wellness policies, as well as a smart snack list. This list is not all-inclusive. It doesn't include every snack out there that's Smart Snacks compliant. These are just items that we have personally reviewed and that meet all the requirements for Smart Snacks. So you can take a look at that. There's a wellness comment section where anyone can leave a comment for any school/district in the state of Nevada, and you could also view any comment made on any school or district. The school resources, I'm going to walk you through this because there's some important information on here, and I've included some of these as handouts. The reporting tool user manual is also a handout that you'll see here on the webinar, and this walks you through a step-by-step process on how to use the tool, which I'm going to be going over today. We also have an archive webinar that you can go to watch how to go through the tool and how to submit your report. On here is also included the School Health Index for elementary and secondary, and these are for schools that are really trying to excel in wellness policy implementation, and it gives you sample improvement policies and some great implementation tools that you can use. The Wellness Reporting Tool questions. Now this is a Word document, and this includes all the questions that are going to be asked of you on your end of year report. You can print this out and you can make notes throughout the year or just have this ready when you're filling out the report. It's a great tool to use, and it's also included as a handout on the webinar. The Smart Snack Calculator is from the Alliance for Healthier Generation, where you can take the nutrition facts from any of your smart snacks to enter it in to see if it's compliant and meets the wellness policy regulations. And the last two things you'll see here are the HUSC application and HUSC criteria. Now, HUSC stands for Healthier U.S. Schools Challenge, and this is a great initiative from USDA to really recognize those schools excelling in wellness policy implementation. There are several levels that you can apply for, either silver, bronze, or gold, and there is a monetary prize attached to that, and you can be awarded up to $2,500 per school site that has applied. So it's a great thing that you'd want to look into. Now I'm going to go back to our home page, as you'll see here. And to log in, you're just going to click the login box in the top right corner. And you're going to enter your email address and password and click login. And you're going to be open to the same home page. And the only difference you're going to see is your email address that is in the top right hand corner. If you click on this email address, you are able to change your password that way. Now to access the report, you're going to click on dashboard up at the top. And you're going to be open to this page. Now the first thing you want to make sure of is that you're in the correct school year. If you're not, you're going to select the correct school year from the drop-down box, and you're going to click the update button. If you do not click the update button, it will not change the year. So make sure you click update. Or you could see the district goals that are submitted here that have been previously submitted by your district coordinator, and you can view those at any time. And to report, you're going to go under schools and you're going to go to report now. And once you click on this box, you're going to see the school site you're responsible for reporting for. If there's an error and it's not the correct school site, or you have additional sites you need to report, please contact myself or Andrea, your district coordinator, and we can change that school site for you. Now you all are going to see new because I have gone into this report. It does say edit and I have saved it, but you're going to see new, but you're just going to click under the action button so you can access your report. And as you can see here, it's going to list your school name, and you're going to see 3 tabs. Now you're responsible for filling out all 3 tabs when submitting your annual report. The first tab is goals, and your district goals are going to auto-populate, and you're just responsible to answering either yes or no that you have completed this goals. There's an explanation box to say maybe you haven't met this goal, but you've made a lot of progress, and you want to explain that in that box. There's also a box to list any events or activities that you have conducted that support your progress on this goal. If your school site has additional goals, you can enter it into the Goal 4 or Goal 5 to report your progress on those. Now the second tab is policy, and this is mainly to collect any meetings you may have, and this includes all meetings. If you had a PTA meeting and 15 minutes of that meeting you were discussing the wellness policy, feel free to include it here. And then you're also going to answer these questions and include the name, position, title, and contact information for the wellness coordinator at your site. Now, lastly, the final tab is going to be questions, and these questions are all multiple choice, and you're going to fill them out as best possible. There are some that may not apply to you, but you're just trying to complete it as much as you can. And once you have gone through all of these questions, filled out the 3 tabs, you're going to scroll to the bottom and press save. And once you press save, this is going to save your report anytime you want to access it. If you are ready to submit, you're going to click the submit button at the top, which will then prompt you to the screen to ask you to submit again. And then it will bring you up to the screen, and this will list all reports that you have ever submitted for the wellness policy report. So if you submitted a report previously in the year, it will list that here. And then you can also view the answers that you have submitted. One thing to note, if you have, once you've submitted this report, you cannot open it to make changes again. So you're going to want to make sure that you have all the answers in there. If you do need to make changes after you submit, please contact myself or your district coordinator, and we can open up that report for you to make those changes. And that is about it for the wellness policy implementation. I'm going to pass it back to Andrea to see if there are any questions that you may have. But thank you for attending.
Thank you, Bobby, so much. I find it to always, even for myself, as we dive into this, it's extremely helpful to just be able to see it. And I think for those of you on the call to know and to have the access to what it is that we're going to be asking from you at the end of the year. So one thing I'd like to just touch on via to tap into what Bobby was saying is that ongoing reporting opportunity. So AHEC will, through each monthly communication, always have a reoccurring link for you to access. So, we're just encouraging those sites that as you have meetings or you're conducting something that's relevant to the policy, just to, share that data with us in real time to keep yourself up to speed, and then hopefully lessen the load by the time that due date approaches, which I know for many of you, it happens so quickly, especially with the closeout of that semester. So I think if there are any questions, please enter them into the chat box. Maybe we give it a couple of, just a minute or two here. I know that we've quite group. Mitch and Gia are on the line with us this morning. So if either one of you have anything you'd like to share or anything that we can clarify, please let us know.